Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, glory, and honor goes to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Makakadash, double honors to the elder apostles at Great Millstone that taught us his truth. Salutation, all y'all can push in this word day in and day out. So there's a global energy crisis going on. I was watching this video from the head brother in Carolina, North Carolina, that is. He did a edifying lesson on, the energy shortages and crisis and gas and fuel, and because really all the energy, the whole grid is about to shift over from a petrol system to an electric system, and all the petrol fuel is about to go towards AI and shit like that, the data centers, all those resources that we seem to make America go somewhat strong till the day all of it's going towards like the data centers and shit. You know what I'm saying? So so all the fucking Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, whatever streaming sites you like to go on, whatever porn site, you can't forget that, because Pornhub is the #1 site in the country. All your porn, electric use, all that shit is going out the window right now, man. Okay? So everything is becoming federalized, but they call it they got a term for it. So on the tip of my tongue, they got a term for it with everything, fascism, everything. Fascist dictator Trump. Which really he's working for the elites, but he's the bad guy, He's the king of Babylon, like it says in Isaiah the 19th chapter. So he's gonna take the blame for everything bad that's gonna happen in the world. Because at least, even though we revealing them, but they don't want to be the main culprit, man. So people think Trump is the main culprit, which Trump, he's ain't nothing but a scapegoat, man. He's a sacrificial goat, man. All right. So U.S. East Coast power failure, massive outages reported. And it ain't even summertime yet. And there's an energy crisis. Summer and winter are the times where most energy are used. Wintertime to keep things hot, summertime to keep things cool. So UK National Grid Alert, rolling blackouts begin. Ooh, rolling blackouts, man. That mean, they do that shit in the third world countries, man. Like Africa, the Caribbean, maybe certain parts of South America, like let's say, your mama house 5 cities away, she has power from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then your house, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., you ain't got power. That's what's going to happen, man, here in America. It's going to be an all-out blackout, but, while niggas outside chasing harlots and passport bros, hey, man, you better think again, because your economy, your whole livelihood is at stake, man. Everything's about to change, man. France, it says nuclear output reduced, power rationing in effect. This is coming to America, man. Power rationing, rations, man. Anytime you hear rations, you think of war, man. Like I remember the first video game, one of the first video games I had, it's called Contra, I think. And I remember that game, it had something where, you lose energy. They had something called rations and shit. Like, I was a little kid at the time, elementary school. I'm like, man, what the fuck is rations? But you get the rations, you get more energy. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, that's going to be the state, man. There ain't going to be no more DoorDash real soon, man. No more Uber Eats, Grubhub. None of that shit. Postmates. And Italy says gas supplies exhausted. Emergency measures activated. Saudi Arabia. Production cuts announced. Global supply strain. That's probably what I'll title this video. Global supply energy strain. China. It's Germany. Hold on. Let me move can't read what Germany says, but it says factories halt operations. I think it says industries curtailed. China export something lifted. All right. Go something. I can't read that. It's too blurry. India statewide blackouts. You got a big blackout in Cuba right now, man. Which is good for them because they are the worst of the spicks. I remember when I was living in Miami with my ex at the time, the front desk people, they're all Cubans, man. They made my life a living hell, man. Russia oil exports halted. Domestic energy focus. Japan reduces power usage on reduced schedules. India statewide blackouts. Australia southern states outages. So when the blackouts fully hit Babylon, it's gonna get bad because you got a whole generation of youth that had a cell phone since they were like 5 years old, man. Gen Z, all right? They don't know how to socialize with each other without the smart. One thing I could say about my generation, millennials, we were the last generations, the last of the last generation that got to live a so-called normal childhood where you had to interact. You had to interact with other children your age. You had to play outside till the street lights came on. You had to make up games sometimes. You making up a new game and shit. We making up new sports and shit. We playing football. We throwing the football in the basketball goal. We doing some weird shit, but like we're having a good time though at it. We having field day. We having, a good time being kids, man. Being a youth. Being teenagers, man. Even myself, I wasn't the most eloquent, teenager, spitting game at bitches until, I ain't get that till I got a little older of age, like in my 20s. But, being social was cool in my era. Now you're in an anti-social era, and then so these people need their phones. It's like a coping mechanism. It's like a drug. It's like, because you see these young Gen Zs, when they get arrested, their first thing they say is, "Where's my phone? Where's my phone, officer? Get my phone." Because they have an attachment to it. Me, I could care less if I have a phone. Of course, you need it to operate in the society, make money and shit. You need your phone. But I remember the days where I didn't have a phone. I didn't have my first cell phone until I was 18, man. Nowadays, most youth, if they get their first phone at 8, that's late, man. That's fucking late. So, all hell's about to break loose, man. Let me get some precepts, man. Second Ezra 8:50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. So many great misery. All right. Why? These people are proud as hell. Can't tell them nothing. They are the man until real men of the Lord show up. But they are the man, in everything they do. Whether it's online, on a video game, it's in person, at these little social events and so forth, these job fairs, these job events, job gatherings. They proud as hell. They think because they got a 6 figures sitting in the bank account, nobody can tell them nothing. They could buy any car on the lot. Nobody can tell them nothing. So it's really all vanity, This money system is bad because they're about to change it any day now from, cash-based, tangible system to an intangible, which really the mark of the beast is a tangible, But the credits and shit, all that shit is intangible, something you can't touch, man. Them fucking credits they about to give you all and shit. Because majority of people will take the mark of the beast. You even got people saying hell bent right now, saying nah, I ain't taking that shit. Even people that call themselves Israelites, like hell no, I ain't taking that mark of the beast. But guess what? When your house is on the line, your family, your children is on the line, your woman's on the line, you won't take that shit, man. Because you weak. Hey, the Lord ain't dealing with you. You lack faith, man. Right, in the sense, because they walked in great pride. Hey, you got Pride Month like 2 months away, man. Because really, we're pretty much in April. Another few days, we're in April. Like, this month flew by. Here it is. This is one of the longest months of the year. Fucking March. 31 days. Every year, March is 31 days. It's one of the longest months of the year. I think, what month has 31 days? I want to say March, December. I want to say July. March, December, July, and maybe May. I can't remember, but maybe May has 31 days. Oh yeah, how could I forget January? So January, March, July, December, and maybe May. I can't remember if May has 31 days or not. All right. So it says for many, not many great miseries, man. You see it now. People can't even leave Babylon. You got people trying to leave Babylon, but then now they got not TSA, they got ICE at these airports, man. So there's a major events about to take place at these airports, which the head brother in my camp, Azaria, Banya Hawada, said he had a dream of all hell breaking loose at the airport. So what's the spirit? The spirit is heavy on the airports now, man. So showing you that, hey, I believe through the spirit he's a man of Yahweh Bashim Yahusha. I believe through the spirit of brother Yashimar. He had a vision about Trump being back in office. This is when Biden was in. He had a dream about Trump. So I believe he's a man of the Lord. And I'm with them. So I'm under them, brother. So I believe I'm a man of Yahweh Bashim Yahusha. Okay. Let all things be done decently and in order, man. All right. So it says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride, man. So, hey, man, like Brightburn said, man, when bad things happen to people, it's usually for a good reason. So he understood judgment, man. That's why they ain't making a Brightburn 2. Because that shit, hey, man. I need to get the physical copy of that movie. You know what I'm saying? I need to get the physical because I watched it maybe like 3 weeks ago, a month ago. Damn, time flying. Yeah, it was definitely about a month ago I watched it again. All right. He said when bad things he said when bad things happen to people is usually for a good reason. So this judgment that's taking place on the earth is for a good reason, because these people are all adulterers, sodomites. They hate good and love evil. Right? They are, opinionated and folly. So hey man, the Lord willing, makes his move on these people this year. Get us the hell up out of here, man. We're tired of being in these bodies, man. These bodies be aching, and you wake up sore and stiff, especially, brothers over 40. If you around 35, 40 and up, you waking up, your body's in pain, man. But we're strong brothers. So you know how to turn pain into, we know how to absorb pain, man. Turn a negative into a positive. But still, man, it's still a vexation of spirit, man. Just being here, man. It's still a vexation, man. All right. Because they have walked in great pride, man. So, scripture says pride goes before destruction, man. So, you people thought 2026 was going to be better than 2025. Here it is. We only almost 4 months in. And I hate to burst your bubble. But, hey, man, look like 25 was a cakewalk year compared to this year. you know. And then here it is, you got a lot of people that was laid off from their jobs, and now they're dealing with inflation on top of it, man. So what's that gonna do? That's just gonna raise up the crime rate, man. That's gonna bring the crime rate up, man. All right. I think they say in certain cities, the murder rates is on pace for a record, man. All right. So people are crashing out. You know, they on their last leg. They got no hope. They losing everything, so they losing it. Like Salente said. So we're living in, hey man, as they go down, we go up, man. We living in beautiful times. Oh yeah, so I forgot to play the video. How could I forget, man? Hey, that show you so much news going on. I'm forgetting how to operate my own videos, man. I'm supposed to play this video.
And for the average farmer in this country, that's going to mean an additional $100,000 bottom line cost in this country. And what's alarming to me is we have.
Hey, them niggas in Virginia be owning land, man. Them niggas in Virginia, you know, hey, Esau let them out of slavery, and they done, grind it or whatever. Some inherited land from this devil, and some of these niggas actually, they just kept Virginia. They believe in keeping the property in the family type shit. They don't believe in selling that shit. So this guy knows his shit.
It's 194 farm foreclosures pending, and we can't get the help to help them. But we have $1 billion a day for this war, and the reception we're getting from corporate America and foundations is deplorable that they're not coming to the aid of these farmers that are in foreclosure.
There you go. Hey, $1 billion for war a day, but they can't feed the people.
Like Pac said, they got money for wars, but can't feed the poor. $1 billion a day, Iran war. This is more than that. It's more than that. On paper, though, $1 billion a day. So that's just to further accelerate the death of the Federal Reserve note, aka the US dollar. This is Ezekiel 4:16. Yes, so they saying that the fertilizer, it's costing hundreds of dollars more now than it was before, man. And fertilizer is what you need to grow crops, man. So it says fertilizer is essential for modern agriculture because it replenishes soil nutrients, man. So it's basically like the electrolytes for soil is the fertilizer. Specifically nitrogen. So the nitrogen goes into energy or gas. Phosphorus, and those are minerals. Phosphorus is a mineral, and potassium is a mineral necessary for healthy plant growth and high crop yields. Yeah, because most plants have potassium in it, most plant-based foods, like bananas and stuff like that. It sustains global food security, showing that global food security is at risk right now by improving yield on existing land. So, hey, we ain't got much more camps left. We ain't got much more time here left. You got a famine of the word around the corner. All hell's getting ready to break loose, man. America, we know today, is on its last stand, man. It's on its last stand, man. The scripture says a kingdom divided shall fall, roughly paraphrasing, all right? So, hey, the fertilizer basically gives the soil nutrients, man. Because you just that's all people do anyway. They just dump that fertilizer on top. It's like the icing on the cake when it comes to cultivation, man. Horticulture. We used to call it horticulture class and shit. We learned this in horticulture, in high school and shit, man. I ain't gonna lie, that was one of my favorite classes in high school because we're actually learning shit, man. We're actually learning how to sustain ourselves. I think I had a azalea plant, I actually watched it grow, man, over the course of weeks or months, like I should have took that shit seriously. I'd have been making money in that shit. This is But hey, the money system's failing. All his careers and shit, jobs, all that shit's failing. Ezekiel 4:16. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, which were a people before a place. So showing you, the bread, hey man, the food system, all that shit is about to be null and void. Going to the grocery store, Instacart, Walmart, Spark, all these different app jobs. You shopping, Whole Foods and shit. All these fucking jobs, you shopping and you able to buy shit. All that shit is out the window. They about to ration off the food. They may cut off certain. Hey man, there's a grocery store around my way. They put an armed guard in there now. They got armed guards in there now, and it's unheard of in that store, man. And all of a sudden, I was like, man, I seen a guy with the pistol on the hip. I was like, hey, did an incident happen? And then he just threw his hands up, yeah, I can, basically tell me you can't say too much. But the fucking grocery stores are militarized. Why? Because they expect something about to happen. And they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment. Like I said, it's going to come to the point, in the early stages of this famine. Yeah. Or blackout. Because all the food in your fridge is going to go bad. That's going to spoil like first day. So people going to go out riding and look for food. Hey, man, the spirit is on this famine heavy, man. Hey, I'm about to do the work later today. But I'm going to have to bring out, because I think I speak today. So I'm going to have to go into the famines, man. Because the spirit is on famine heavy. It's going to be a famine of the word too at the same time. And they shall eat bread by weight. So yeah, your food's going to go bad in your fridge. First thing, man. And so, but you got to survive on like dried foods and shit. Make sure, you got enough decent amount of water. I always keep water on. The spirit got me stop drinking that fruit juice, I thought I'd never wean off that, but the Lord weaned me off that shit. So, your fruit juice gonna go bad, your eggs and shit. So it's always good to have dry foods, man, in your crib, man, Of course, the Lord's gonna feed us, but it's always good to have like crackers or rice cakes, shit like that, healthy shit in your crib, man. Tortillas and shit that don't go bad, man, It says, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, which we are people before place, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure. Hey, with care, you count calculating, like let's say you have a family of 6. You have a family of 6 and you got a piece of bread and you like fucking precision slicing which corner of the bread each family member is gonna get. Like, look, I'm gonna get this with the crust on it. I think they call that shit crust. I'm not a bread eater like that. Like, I haven't ate bread, be honest, about a month. I'll probably only ate bread like a handful of times this year. So I'm not a bread guy like that. So yeah, so excuse me if I'm breaking it down wrong, but you get my drift. So you getting one corner of the bread. Your wife she may get a bigger piece because niggas love their wives. So she'll get the bigger piece of bread. Then your children get the little inch of bread here and an inch of bread there. And that'll be your whole meal for the day. You know what I'm saying? That's the times we living in. And with care. And they shall drink water by measure. Okay, yeah, we got this bottle of water. It's 8 of us. The fucking bottle of water is only 16 ounces. Everybody gets 2 ounces. Or if you being too greedy, you getting put to death. you know, and they pass the water bottle around. And there's a pistol getting passed around. Nigga drink too much. The nigga's getting domed. Like there's a pistol to his head as he's drinking. You know, that's the times we're entering into, man. So water is gonna be essential. Water is essential. Even right now, our bodies are 70% water. You know, but you know, hey, the fam is about to hit, man. It's hitting now. So hey, they're gonna drink water by measure and with astonishment, man. Hey, people are gonna be fucking relieved when they get a little bit of food, just a little bit of food, a little bit of water. You know, it's gonna be alcohol in abundance. Cause remember that scene in the Book of Eli, I believe. He went to the bar and asked for some water, and the guy was like, "Oh, you want that good shit, huh? You want that good stuff." So you know that water is going to be more in demand than anything, because you could live off of water for a few weeks. Of course, you shrivel up, but you can live off of water for a few weeks and no food. But you can't do vice versa. You need water at least. You know, I think the human body can go like 3 or 4 days without water, man, and then it's over. So you do need some water, man. That they may want bread and water, and be astonied one another and consume away for their iniquity. Yeah, your body's going to eat itself up, man. Because you refuse to hearken to the men of the Lord, man, all right? Look at this dazed, bewildered, astonished. This is just the AI version. Stunned. You people going to be stunned out here. You're going to be in disbelief. Is this a bad dream? Somebody pinch me. Somebody pinch me. And then you're going to get pinched and you're still in hell. All right? Especially you niggas, man. Like these heathens, they going to get theirs. But this is for you niggas, man. Because we've been out here for years wanting Jake to get right. But they can't get right. There's an angel blocking them from receiving this truth, man. You know? That's why, you know, you're into tattoos and, you know, dumb shit, man. Parties, bullshit, you know, designer, you know, things of the flesh, man. Which, like I said, ain't nothing wrong with having possessions, right? Worldly possessions, but, you know, you want to really go after the spiritual possessions. Because with the spiritual gifts, spiritual possessions, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. You know, all that shit comes with it anyway, right? Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, man. So, man, I gotta make a move soon. I don't feel like it, but it is what it is. So let me see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, here we go. Last precept. Luke 6:25. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Yeah, these people are full now. They got these nice little cushy, comfortable jobs. Work from home. You know, some of them go in the office, but half these people work from home. You know. But if you work from home, you should be afraid, because if you could do that shit, you know, work from home, digital nomad, you know, working abroad, all you're doing is sitting behind a laptop. You know, just be cautious, be wary, because, hey man, they may try to replace you with AI eventually. But they said some shit about 80% of these jobs can be replaced right now by AI, you know. And yeah, I believe what they're gonna do with these people that still got jobs and shit, these little work from home jobs, or jobs that can be replaced from AI, they just gonna offer them a buyout, like kind of like how the federal government did last year. You know, before the federal government, I mean, it seemed like the federal government released like half their workers. But like the federal government, they offered them a buyout. Like, look, that's when I knew something was going to happen. You know, and then what happened? You had the government shutdown that lasted like 2 months and shit, and a whole bunch when, you know, the new fiscal year, you know, a lot of the DEI programs, the little government contracts and shit, that shit got released. So that's what's going to happen in the private industry too. They're going to follow the same, in my opinion. So they're either just going to release you outright, they're going to fire you or lay you off. But if you've been there for a while, you got benefits, this devil's going to offer you a buyout. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Yeah, and all these people were full. All these government people that had these government jobs, these little cushy little work from home careers, analysts and shit. Hey, you're once full, but hey, you're getting ready to hunger right now. Woe unto you that laugh now. Yeah, you was laughing now, especially at the prophets. You laughing, ha ha. Just being a demon. Kikiing and shit. Cackling like a hyena. But you shall mourn and weep. Yeah, that's your future. Mourning, weeping, lamenting. Woe unto you. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it on that, man. So I think I nailed everything. Oh yeah, and one last thing I want to say. They talking about, I saw an article on Newsbreak. I didn't click on it, but they saying, yeah, by 2027, the postal service may not be running. Why? Because fuel prices, and also, hey, they may introduce that digital-based system sometime this year, going into next year, man. That digital-based system, man, the mark of the beast. All right, because they want to collapse the global economy, and you see is pressure globally happening right now. You jakes that are in Africa, Asia, you passport niggas, in Central South America. You able to ride all day in an Uber for $5. Guess what? That Uber is about to be $50. So hey man, we're living in some very, very intriguing, dire times, man. Times of straits, man. And which is good, man. Because scripture say better is the end of a thing in Ecclesiastes than the beginning thereof. So, this is good news. What's bad news to y'all? It's good news to the men of the Lord. Call Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Till next time, shalom, shalom.